Every video you cut in CapCut comes with a bill you can't see. The basics keep sliding behind the paywall. And buried in the terms you already agreed to, there's a license that hands your uploads, your voice, even your face to the company forever for free. Last summer, the internet finally read that fine print and it got angry. And out of that anger came a repository called OpenCut, a free open source video editor where your footage never leaves your machine. Today, it's sitting on over 67,000 GitHub stars, and it's being rebuilt from the ground up into something far more interesting than a CapCut clone. So I put it on the cutting table. I made a real project, cut a real clip, and exported a real video. Every screen you're about to see is an actual capture. Let's roll. Here's the timeline, and it's genuinely wild. June 12th, 2025. CapCut, owned by ByteDance, rolls out new terms of service. Creators start reading, and then lawyers start translating. The terms grant CapCut a perpetual, worldwide, royalty-free, irrevocable license to the content you put through the app. Published or just stored, it doesn't matter. And it goes further into biometrics. Your face, your voice, usable for commercial purposes. The tech press ran headlines calling it a rights grab, and the internet was furious. Now count 10 days, June 22nd. A young developer who goes by Maze creates a repository on GitHub called OpenCut, pitched in a single line, the open source CapCut alternative. No paywalls, no rights grab, and MIT licensed, which means nobody can ever quietly lock it down. The timing said everything. This wasn't just a new editor, it was a protest with a code base. So, what actually is OpenCut? It's a free open source video editor that runs in your browser today, with desktop and mobile on the way. The project explains itself with 3 reasons, and I'm quoting their own words. 1. Privacy. Your videos stay on your device. Editing happens locally. Nothing gets shipped to a server, which also means nobody can train on your footage or claim a license to it. 2. Free features. Most of the basic things CapCut now charges for are simply features here. And 3. Simple. CapCut proved that people want an editor they can open and immediately understand. So OpenCut copies the simplicity, not the business model. And because the code is public under MIT, there's a built-in insurance policy. If the maintainers ever turned greedy, anyone could fork the project and ship the same editor without the nonsense the very next day. Let me show you the real thing because I actually used it. I went to opencut.app, clicked through to projects, and here's the first shock. No sign up, no account, no email, no onboarding quiz. You click new project and you're standing in a full editor. The layout feels instantly familiar. Media and assets on the left, a live preview in the middle, properties on the right, and a proper multi-track timeline across the bottom. I imported a real clip from my own channel, dragged it out of the assets panel, and dropped it straight onto a track. Thumbnails render across the clip, the playhead scrubs, and the preview follows in real time. And remember, this is a browser tab. There's no install and no license check. That video file I just imported never uploaded anywhere. It's sitting in the browser's own local storage on my machine. The toolset covers the edits that make up 90% of any real cut. There's a razor to split clips, snapping to line things up, duplicate, delete, and layered tracks, so you can stack video on top of video. Down the left rail, you've got text, audio, stickers, captions, and adjustments. I opened the text tool, dropped a title over my clip, and then used the transform panel to position and scale things, exactly the way you'd expect. Now, is this DaVinci Resolve? No. And it isn't trying to be. It's aiming at the CapCut job. Take a clip, trim it, stack some text on it, and make it postable. For that job, the flow is genuinely smooth. And everything you're seeing ran in a plain browser tab with zero setup, which still slightly breaks my brain. Now, for the moment, every free editor ruins. The export, this is where the watermark usually appears, or the resolution cap, or the subscribe to unlock button. So I clicked export, fully braced for the catch, and I got a clean little dialog. Format, quality, audio, one export button, no pricing table in sight. I clicked it. The render ran right there in the browser, and a real MP4 landed in my downloads folder. I checked the file. 12 seconds. Playable. Mine. No watermark. No account demanded at the finish line. No bill. The render happened on my own machine. And that's the entire philosophy compressed into one click. Your footage, your compute, your file. This is exactly the moment CapCut can't copy, because charging you right here is their whole business model. Actually, hold on. While that export renders, I've got one of my own. Real talk. 90% of you watching haven't subscribed. On Facebook, subscribe is the supporter button. That is what keeps the lights on here. On YouTube, it's free and it tells the algorithm to send you more. Subscribe to support us. And done. Export complete. Back to the cutting room, because now I owe you the honest part of this review. Because if I only showed you the demo, I'd be selling you something. So here's the fine print. My version this time. First, what you're using at OpenCut.app today is the classic build, and it's effectively frozen. The team has archived that code base and is rewriting the entire editor from the ground up. So new features on Classic have basically stopped. Second, this is still a young beta. You will hit rough edges, and you won't find CapCut's giant library of templates and effects here yet. Third, about those 67,000 stars. When the project first blew up, plenty of people on Hacker News site eyed how fast they arrived. And honestly, star counts are marketing until the product catches up. Fourth, outside contributions are paused while the new architecture lands. So this is a small team mid-surgery. The honest summary, today it's a solid, simple editor. The real reason to care is what's coming next. Here's what the rewrite actually promises. Straight from the README. One code base, built around a Rust core that ships to desktop, mobile, and the browser at the same time. That's the boring, impressive part. Now the interesting parts. An editor API. First-class plugins, because the new architecture is plugin first, which means the community can build the effects and tools the core team never gets to. A scripting tab directly inside the editor, so you can automate your own cuts. Headless mode, meaning the whole editor can run with no interface at all, for automation and batch rendering. And the one that made me sit up straight, a built-in MCP server for AI agents. The preview of all this lives at new.opencut.app until it's ready to take over. Any one of these would be a nice feature. Together, they describe a completely different kind of editor. Let me spell out why that last one matters. MCP is the protocol that lets AI agents, like Claude, actually drive real software. So an editor with a built-in MCP server plus a headless mode is an editor your agent can operate for you. Follow that thought to the end. You film the footage and an agent cuts it. Take my raw recording, split it into 5 vertical shots, add the captions, and export everything while I sleep. Right now, getting that means renting some AI video startups cloud, uploading your footage to their servers, and paying for every render. OpenCut's version of that future runs on your machine, on an open MIT codebase for free. Nobody else in the mainstream editor world is building for that yet. And here's a detail I love. Look at the commit history, and you'll see AI coding agents committing right alongside Maze. The editor being designed for the agent era is already being built by agents. So, should you actually switch? Here's my honest decision card. Use OpenCut today if your edits are simple. Trims, titles, stacking a few clips, social posts, and especially if the footage is personal, sensitive, or client work you'd rather not hand to ByteDance's servers. It's also a perfect pick for schools and kids because there's no account, no upsell, and no dark patterns. Stick with your current editor. For now, if you live on templates, heavy effects, and automatic captions for every single post, or if you're in the middle of paid client work. A frozen beta is not where you gamble a deadline. But either way, the smart move is the same. Learn it now, quietly, before the rewrite lands and the rest of the internet discovers it. Here's your 10-minute playbook to actually apply this. Move 1. Go to OpenCut.app, open projects, and rebuild the last simple edit you made in CapCut. One clip, one title, one export. 10 minutes. And you'll know exactly whether it covers your use case. Move 2. Keep your current editor installed. This is an and, not an or, at least until the rewrite ships. Move 3. Star the repo, join their Discord, and keep an eye on new.opencut.app. When the Rust version and that MCP server land, you want to be in the first wave, not reading about it a year later. And move 4 for the technical people. The classic codebase is self-hostable. Clone it, run it with Bun and Docker, and you own a private video editor on your own hardware that no terms of service update can ever touch again. So that's OpenCut, born in the 10 days after CapCut's terms went rogue. 67,000 stars later, it's a real editor sitting in your browser today, with a rewrite coming that could make it the first video editor genuinely built for AI agents. I packed everything from this video into a free OpenCut Field Kit. The 10-minute first edit walkthrough, the CapCut versus OpenCut decision table, the self-host quickstart, and the full rewrite roadmap in plain English. Comment the word CUT, that's CUT, and I'll send it straight to you, or grab it from the link in the description. If you want to go deeper after that, my paid beginner guides are linked down there too. Follow along on Instagram and Facebook for Bite Size AI. And the deep dive playbooks live here on YouTube. So subscribe so you don't miss the rewrite video when it drops. Your footage is yours. Keep it that way.